All right, so my computer is now recording, so we are going to go ahead and get started. One more time, the link in the chat is for you to sign into today's session. And today we are going to be talking about the Chrome Remote Desktop. Now, Chrome Remote Desktop is especially useful right now for anyone who is using Star or Zoom for their eTherapy sessions. But that doesn't mean that if you're not doing those things that this isn't useful for you. In general, what the Chrome Remote Desktop tool gives you access to do is to control another's screen or have another control your screen. So we have some people in the district who are giving tests, as an example, for students where they have to take it on a PC, but they don't have that program installed, or the students themselves don't have a PC. And so we're able to use Chrome Remote Desktop for the students to basically remote into the district and take the test using our computers. On the flip side of that, we can also, if a student is having an issue and isn't seeing what they need to be seeing, or is having difficulty on the Chromebook for any particular reason, then we can use this tool, this Chrome Remote Desktop, to manipulate their screen for them to get them where they need to be. So it's just a tool that we can use to be on the same page as the person that we are working with, one way or the other. So as I said, today will not be too long of a session. We really just have a couple things on the agenda. I'm going to show you how to install or access really Chrome Remote Desktop. It's probably going to already be installed for you. And then we're just going to kind of take a look at the features of Chrome Remote Desktop and what you can do with it. There's not much to it. It's pretty straightforward, like I said. So let's the first thing that I'm going to do is share with you my entire screen, because I always get tripped up on this and end up messing it up along the way. The first thing that you can do I'm going to start with this. I'm actually going to share with a student screen that I have right here. Okay, so this is a student screen. This is what the students will see on their page. And so you notice right up here at the top right, there is a little puzzle piece. And that puzzle piece is going to list all of their extensions. Now I've done, I think if it wasn't last week, it was definitely 2 weeks ago, but I think it was last week, I did some PD over different extensions that you might find useful in your own classroom. And so we just kind of talked about what extensions are, and what they are is a way to add on to what the Chrome browser can do for you in your classroom. And so we have installed on all student accounts these different extensions for them. So we have Blocksy that is already installed for them. CK Authenticator, what that is basically adds our filter, the district filter, onto the Chromebooks. We also have ClassLink, Equatio, Kami, and Read and Write. So all, and finally we have Chrome Remote Desktop. Now you notice that no access is needed for Chrome Remote Desktop, which is kind of weird, because the whole idea is that you're gaining access to their computer. But what this extension, really the only thing that it does, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it right now, is that it will open up another page that has Chrome Remote Desktop, the website for Chrome Remote Desktop. So you don't actually need the extension installed. The students don't need the extension installed. You don't need the extension installed in order for this to work. You can go straight to remotedesktop.google.com. So you might want to write that down in case you need it. Again, if you join on a personal computer and you don't know how to get that extension installed, you don't have to know, actually. You can just, again, go straight to remotedesktop.google.com. So when you're at remotedesktop.google.com, you can see that there are two options up here at the top. There's one for remote access, and then there's one for remote support. The student, what you're going to be doing with this is if I click remote access, it's going to take me to this page, and it's going to give me a little bit of instruction here. So would you like to install Chrome Remote Desktop to this device? So we're going to click yes. And I believe it already is installed, but there you go. You do not have to pick that though. It can do it without it as well. So it says go to the computer you want to access. So I'm going to actually have this computer access the computer that I'm working on right now. And so we're just going to follow these instructions. Visit g.co. So I'm going to open it up on my personal computer here. g.co/crd/setup. This looks a little bit different than the last time I did it. But it takes me directly to a page that looks similar to this, but it just says setup remote access. So we're having to do a little bit of setup, and we're doing this because really it's a PC. Because you notice at the top it says this is number 1 if you're on Windows plus Windows 7 or beyond. So that includes Windows 10. If you're on Mac, Mac OS 10.10 or higher, or if you're on Linux. It's a little bit different if you're doing it on a Chromebook. If you're going Chromebook to Chromebook, I should say. So what I'm having to do on my end over here is just choose a name, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen over here so that you can see this. On my end of things, what it did is it opened this up, and it says that I need to choose a name. So I'm just going to pick, Stephen Morgan, PC. And I'm going to click next. And I have to choose a pin. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a pin right here. It's got to be 6 digits. Right, and I'm going to click start. Okay, it says it's starting, so I'm not having to do anything except name my computer and put in a pin. And so now it is online. So when I'm ready for remote support, this is the remote access. So whenever I'm ready for remote support, I can do one of two things. And for the most part, this is going to be what you're using this for. The remote access is going to kind of just get you set up. But the remote support is going to be where everyone goes. And if you go on a Chromebook, this is where it's going to take you the very first time. So you're either going to get support or you're going to give support. So on this computer, I wanted to get support from my Chromebook. So I'm going to generate a code. And what it's going to do is give me this code right here, and you can see that it expires in 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to flip back over to my student computer. And so because on my work computer, I said I wanted to get support, then obviously on this one, I'm going to give support, and I'm going to type in that access code. So I'm going to type in the access code that appears there. So that's 1193, and this does change each time. 6567, and I'm going to click connect. And when I click connect, it will give me the opportunity then. I can't share this because it's on a different screen that I have here, but it's asking me on my PC, would you like Cave Student to see and control your computer? And so I'm going to click yes. And when I do that, then now you can see both computer screens, and I'm actually manipulating the mouse here on a Chromebook. I can open up the start button. I can go between tabs here. I can see the various things that they have open. and I can manipulate their computer. What this is going to let you do then, as I kind of said at the beginning, I know that I've talked to Julie Metters about this, is when the students are taking a test and they need a PC, this is how you can do it. Now, I have 2 computer screens, so it looks a little bit small, and it's kind of hard to see. But over here on the right-hand side, this is kind of one of the features of this, is you can click this arrow and you can choose how you want to see it. So we can, I can go down here, I believe, yeah, this is show all displays. I maybe only want to see display number 2. And so whenever I click display 2, that's all I see now. And if I want to change that to display number 1, then I can do that as well. So I'm able to choose which setting comes along the way. And there is various different settings that are in here, and for the most part, you're probably going to keep them the same. If there are 2 screens, which they probably aren't going to have, but if there are 2 screens, you're going to want to pick just the one screen that they want to see. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close that up, and I'm going to when I'm done with this, when I don't want to see this anymore. Oh, I got the wrong mouse here. When I'm done with this, on my end of things, I have a button that says stop sharing. So if at any point the student is going to something that you don't want them to go to, there's a stop sharing button, and as soon as I click that, it goes away. So there is kind of like an abort button that happens. Okay, so on the opposite end, you might want this to be to get support. So if I'm going to go ahead and close this up and start from scratch, especially for those that just came in. I'm on the student computer right now, and I believe I'm sharing the student computer. Yes. And just to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to ask, let's see, who do we have in here? Did Julie join us? I don't see Julie. I'm going to go ahead and ask anyone who wants to do that. You're going to go to remotedesktop.google.com, and I want you to take control of this student computer. So if you're a student, if I'm a student, I'm going to, again, click on this Chrome Remote Desktop. You can also pick Chrome Remote Desktop, or again, you can click you can just go straight to remotedesktop.google.com. But I'm going to go straight to the support tab just to make it a little bit easier this time. I'm going to go straight to the support tab, and because I'm the student, I want to generate a code. And so what I'm going to ask someone to do, someone who's brave, to go to remotedesktop.google.com, and but instead of get support, I want you to click give support, and I want you to type in that code right there. Is anyone going to be brave and do this? Someone's got to step up.
What was the website again?
It's right here at the top, remotedesktop.google.com.
Okay.
And then you're going to click on the support. So your final URL is going to be remotedesktop.google.com/support.
Okay. And then get support or give support?
So the student, I'm the student, and I clicked get support. So you are going to click give support.
Oh, I need an access code.
And the access code is 958275716294. All right, we can see Ingers Campos needs to see your computer, so I'm going to click share and she has control over the computer. So go ahead and open up a tab and check your Facebook if you want, Ingress. I'm just kidding about that part, but go ahead and open up a tab just to show that that you can do that.
Okay, how do I open a tab?
Just a remote tab up at the top, like a new browser window.
Okay, because I did do that, but it opened a tab on my laptop, but not with you.
I think because you're still in the web browser, so you're aiming for the button that I have right there. Yep. So because you're still in your web browser, if you open up another tab in your browser, then you still have access along the way.
Okay.
But there you go. So maybe take me to Google Classroom on here if you can. You clicked on the Google Classroom logo, but it took you to YouTube. That's okay.
Oh.
Change the URL if you can, just so we know that the typing works, and go to classroom.google.com. There we go. So again, I didn't have to do it. My hands have been up here the whole time. Ingress is the one controlling the computer, and she's able to get exactly where she needs to be. And you know how you might want to use this, especially the first time, is hop on a meet with the student that you're working with, and you're gonna have to kind of walk them through the first time to show them, okay, you're gonna click on this, you're gonna put in this code, and then either you have access to their computer, or again, if they're doing a test that requires a computer, then they can gain access to your computer, and then you can continue to walk them through that. But those are all the features. That's all there is to the program. Again, the only thing that's kind of hidden is the tab on the right-hand side that allows you to do full screen and stuff like that. But we've had people in the district. I believe we've had, just as an example, some people at central office that have used this whenever we couldn't have as many people on site at one time, and so they were remoting in from their Chromebook into their computer at work, and so we've done it in quite a few different ways around the district. But these are some of those things that if you know, as you start working through them, if you want to just check stuff out and help the student out and get a little bit more hands-on on what they're doing, then this is going to be the tool for you. But please let us know along the way if there's any questions that you might have. To speak specifically to the and I'm opening up the email right now. I'm sorry. I spoke with Megan, and this is more for our social workers in the district, but I talked to them about the STAR and the Zoom e-therapy sessions, and basically what the use for this is on their platform is that if they're using Zoom on an iPad, or if they're using Zoom on a PC, you won't need this at all. So it's going to go directly where they need to go. You can, on the Zoom calls, can manipulate their computer for them, but because our students are on Chromebooks, you won't be able to do that. And so I talked with them and said, is there anything specific for the STAR or the Zoom sessions that we need to know? And they said, absolutely not. It's really really you can do pretty much everything on those STAR sessions without the need to use this Chrome extension, but it is available to us. So I won't be speaking specifically to that platform because, again, they said that there's no extra need for that on our end, that they would provide that communication with you on getting that set up. But I'm ready to take any questions, and so if you guys have anything that is unclear right now, I'd be happy to answer them.
To stop the remote access, I just X out? Or...
You can do that, yes. And so if I were to go back on my screen, you can see the stop sharing button right there for the student. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you do it on a computer, at the very bottom, there's a flag that says stop sharing, and I can just click on that. But it looks like on the Chromebook, the only real way to do it is to go back into that tab and just click the stop sharing. And again, as soon as I clicked stop sharing, it went away from Ingris's computer, and she got taken back to this page.
And did you say that this could be done with the iPads also?
So no, so this is only for Chrome. This is only for Chromebooks. What I was speaking towards at that point, and I'm sorry if I wasn't clear, the STAR for our social workers who are using the STAR platform for their e-therapy sessions, Chrome Remote Desktop is not needed because Zoom has features built into the iPad that will help them that way. So this is really only going to be useful for students who are using a Chromebook.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I think it's as we kind of saw with Ingris, it's one of those that once you do it the first time, and Julie was kind of the same way. Once she saw it the first time, she goes, "Oh, that's it. You just put in a code and get it started." And really, that is all that it is. So the first time you do it, you might get with another staff member to kind of practice that first time before you get in there with a student. But for the most part, it's going to be that easy. You just go to the website, you put in your code, or you request a code, and you get started. So, but we're here along the way. If you have any questions, or if you want to practice, if Anita or I can be of assistance for that, we'd be happy to help you. But other than that, guys, I don't have anything else, so I will let you get out of here quite a bit earlier than I usually send people out. I will hang out for about 10 minutes and answer any questions that you might still have. But I hope everyone has a great day. I am going to share one more time the link to today's session. And I'm sorry, I did not check the chat. So do we have to be on a PC instead of a Chromebook? No, you can be on a Chromebook or a PC. You tried, but your Wi-Fi is in and out. This is you're basically streaming from one computer to the other. So it might be a little bit of an issue if you have poor internet. Can two people access the same computer with the same code? I do not believe so. I think what it'll do is it'll kick the other person off along the way. Okay. So I think I got through all the questions that were in chat. I'm sorry I missed those, but again, I'll hang out here for any more questions that you might have. So I hope you guys have a great day.
Stephen, is there a program like this for the iPad?
I'll have to look. Yes, I believe there is. I'll have to kind of look into it. And to be honest, this might work on Chromebooks as well because it is web-based. The only issue with that is I'd have to look into it a little bit more to see if all the features of the iPad would be available or just the Chrome side of it. So really, it's been open for our staff members, for the tech department staff members to kind of help out with PCs as problems come up. And so we haven't had the need to expand it beyond any of that. But I'll put that on my list to check out, and we'll try it with some of the Chromebooks that we have here. And if this doesn't work, then we'll see what we can do to add those others. When we asked Megan from that is kind of helping the social workers, they're like, oh no, Zoom will do that for them. And I know that Hillcrest is the ones that use Zoom more frequently for their sessions, but we'll have to figure out a way to do that on the iPads as they come up. I don't know how many iPads, how many kids with iPads do you have?
Well, right now we're not using them because I don't know how to have them use an iPad while I'm in session.
Gotcha.
So we've been, but otherwise it would be a big chunk of my caseload.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that, Ingris, and make sure that we have a solution for you. I know that this solution will work if they have a Chromebook. If they have an iPad, then we'll just have to we'll have to make something work. But we'll do that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Stephen, I wanted to talk to you about a link, how to do
Sure.
the link. If
Sure.
you get a chance.
If I do, and I just want to make sure that, because I know we'll be switching subjects with that. So let me
Okay.
stop the recording here and